$100 bill, a simple piece of paper that controls the global economy. Before the US dollar became the world's dominant currency, other powerful currencies ruled global trade. One of the first truly global currencies was the Spanish silver dollar, known as the Piece of Eight. Known as the Piece of Eight, the Spanish dollar became accepted across continents from Europe to Asia and the Americas. After Spain's dominance, another trading power rose. The Dutch guilder became the currency of a new financial empire. But the next great financial empire was Britain. The British pound sterling became the backbone of global trade during the age of the British Empire. By the 19th century, Britain controlled global trade. London became the world's financial center, and the pound sterling became the currency of international business. At the height of the British Empire, the pound sterling became the world's leading reserve currency, used across continents for global trade and finance. But no currency remains powerful forever. Two devastating world wars weakened Britain and changed the balance of global economic power forever. While Europe was rebuilding after two world wars, America emerged stronger. Its industries, financial markets, and growing wealth positioned the United States as the new economic superpower. The First World War changed the world forever. European nations spent their wealth on war, while America emerged as a powerful industrial and financial force. The war left European nations buried under massive debt. Countries that once controlled global trade were now struggling to rebuild their economy. While Europe struggled to rebuild, America entered a new era of industrial growth. Massive factories, advanced technology, and unstoppable production turned the United States into the world's rising economic power. As Europe struggled with debt and reconstruction, America became the world's new financial center. New York banks provided loans and investments that helped rebuild nations and expanded America's influence across the globe. But America's rapid growth came to a sudden halt. In 1929, the stock market crashed, triggering the Great Depression. Banks collapsed, businesses failed, and millions of people lost their jobs. Then came the Second World War. Once again, Europe was devastated by conflict. But this time, America's factories became the engine of victory, producing weapons, ships, and supplies on a scale the world had never seen before. When World War II finally ended, Europe was left in ruins. But America emerged stronger than ever. Its factories were running, its economy was booming, and the United States held the largest gold reserves in the world. In 1944, as World War II was coming to an end, leaders from 44 nations gathered at Bretton Woods, America. They created a new global financial system, placing the US dollar at the center of the world's economy. After Bretton Woods, the US dollar became the foundation of global finance. Nations around the world began holding dollars as reserves, and international trade increasingly depended on America's currency. From the ashes of two world wars, a new financial empire was born. The British pound had once ruled global trade, but now the US dollar stood at the center of the world's economy. America's currency had become the foundation of a new global order. When World War II ended in 1945, Europe was left in ruins. But America entered a new era of growth. Its factories were running, its economy was expanding, and the United States emerged as the leader of the new global order. After World War II, a new financial system was created. The US dollar was linked to gold, giving nations confidence in America's currency. This connection made the dollar the foundation of global finance. During the 1950s and 1960s, America entered a golden age of economic growth. Factories expanded, technology advanced, and millions of people enjoyed rising prosperity as the United States became the world's economic leader. As global trade expanded, the US dollar became the currency of international business. Nations used dollars for trade, stored them as reserves, and the American currency became the backbone of the global economy. As the dollar became stronger, American influence spread across the world. U.S. companies, technology, and innovation entered new markets, making America a symbol of economic power and global leadership. But maintaining global power came with a cost. Rising military spending and conflicts like the Vietnam War placed pressure on America's economy and created new challenges for the dollar system. By the late 1960s, the dollar system faced a growing problem. Too many dollars were circulating worldwide, and countries began demanding gold, putting pressure on America's reserves. By the early 1970s, the golden age of the dollar was coming to an end. Growing pressure on gold reserves forced America toward a historic decision that would change the global financial system forever.
In 1971, America made a historic decision that changed money forever. The dollar was no longer tied to gold, creating a new financial era where currency was backed by trust and global confidence. After leaving the gold standard, the dollar entered a new era. Its value was no longer tied to gold, but to trust, economic strength, and America's influence in the global financial system. A new source of dollar power emerged through global energy markets. As oil trade began using the American currency, demand for dollars increased and a new financial system took shape around the world. As global trade expanded, the dollar became the language of international finance. Banks, companies, and markets around the world relied on the American currency for trade, investment, and economic growth. As global finance expanded, Wall Street became a center of worldwide investment. Markets grew, capital moved faster, and the dollar became the foundation of modern international finance. As technology transformed finance, the dollar entered the digital age. Computers, electronic markets, and global networks connected the world's economy faster than ever before. As globalization accelerated, the dollar became deeply connected with world trade. Companies, markets, and economies across continents relied on the American currency to power international growth. As the dollar became embedded in global trade and finance, its greatest strength became the system built around it. The more countries, banks, and businesses used dollars, the harder it became for the world to replace them. But the dollar had another powerful advantage. America's enormous financial markets gave governments, banks, and investors a place to safely store and move vast amounts of money, strengthening global dependence on the dollar. Central banks also held vast dollar reserves to protect their economies and support international trade. This created a powerful cycle. The more the world relied on dollars, the more valuable and essential the dollar system became. The dollar's influence reached even further through global debt. Governments and companies around the world borrowed in dollars, creating financial obligations that kept demand for the American currency deeply embedded in the global economy. By the beginning of the 21st century, the dollar was more than America's currency. It had become the financial infrastructure of a connected world, powering trade, investment, debt, and the movement of money across the global economy. But no financial empire is guaranteed to last forever. As America's rivals grew stronger, countries began searching for alternatives to the dollar, raising a question the world had not seriously faced for decades. Could the dollar one day lose its dominance? The first major challenge came from Europe. Introduced in 1999, the euro united many European economies behind a single currency, creating the first serious modern rival to the dollar in global finance. Then came China. As its economy and global trade expanded, Beijing began promoting the yuan beyond its borders, hoping to reduce dependence on the dollar and give China a greater role in the international financial system. China was not alone. Across the emerging world, BRICS nations began exploring ways to trade more in their own currencies, hoping to reduce their dependence on the dollar and gain greater control over their financial future. Yet challenging the dollar is easier than replacing it. No rival currency currently matches the combination of deep financial markets, global acceptance, liquidity, and trust that has supported the dollar for decades. Building a global currency is not only about creating a new symbol or printing new money. A successful international currency requires open markets, financial trust, deep liquidity, and confidence from millions of people and institutions around the world. The future of the dollar will not be decided by one single event. Its position may change gradually as global economies evolve, new technologies emerge, and nations diversify their financial relationships. The dollar may face greater competition in the future, but replacing it would require rebuilding the entire global financial system. For now, the dollar remains at the center of world finance, not because it has no challengers, but because the world is still deeply connected to the system built around it. For thousands of years, money was something people could touch. Gold coins, silver pieces, and paper notes. But technology changed everything. Today, the world is moving toward a future where money exists increasingly in digital form. The rise of digital payments changed the way people interact with money. A simple tap on a phone can now move funds across cities and countries in seconds, creating a faster and more connected global economy. Then came cryptocurrency, a new idea that challenged the traditional financial system. Bitcoin introduced a decentralized form of money, using blockchain technology to allow transactions without relying on traditional banks. Governments around the world are now exploring their own digital currencies. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, aim to combine the speed of digital payments with the stability and control of traditional financial systems. China has become one of the biggest pioneers in digital currency development. Through the digital yuan, Beijing aims to modernize payments, strengthen financial control, and increase its influence in the future of global finance. As digital currencies continue to grow, the future of money may not belong to a single system. Instead, the world could move toward a more connected financial landscape where traditional currencies, digital assets, and new technologies exist together. But even as technology transforms money, one question remains. Can the US dollar survive the next financial era? Its future will depend on America's economic strength, innovation, and ability to adapt to a rapidly changing world. Money has always evolved with human progress. From gold coins to digital networks, every era has created a new financial system. The future may bring new forms of money, but one thing remains certain. The way the world moves value will continue to change forever. For decades, the US dollar has been the foundation of global finance. But today, a new competition is emerging as countries search for alternatives and attempt to reduce their dependence on the American currency.
As concerns over financial dependence grow, several countries are building alternative systems for trade and payments. From regional currencies to new digital platforms, the goal is to create more independence from the traditional dollar-based network. The rise of BRICS represents one of the biggest challenges to the traditional financial order. By increasing trade cooperation and exploring alternative payment methods, these nations aim to create more influence in the global economy. While countries compete for financial influence, another revolution is transforming money itself. Digital currencies and central bank digital currencies are creating a new era where payments can become faster, more connected, and completely digital. China has moved faster than many nations in developing its own digital currency. The digital yuan represents more than a payment system. It is a strategic tool designed to modernize finance, strengthen economic control, and increase China's influence in the future digital economy. Beyond currencies, another technology is transforming the financial world: artificial intelligence. From predicting markets to detecting fraud and managing global transactions, AI is becoming a powerful force that could redefine how money moves around the planet. The future of money will not be decided by currencies alone. It will be shaped by technology, economic power, and the ability of nations to control financial networks. The next financial era may belong to those who combine innovation with influence. The future of money will not be controlled by one currency or one nation alone. Instead, the next financial era will be shaped by innovation, trust, technology, and the ability to adapt. From the dollar to digital currencies, the world is entering a new chapter in the history of money. Throughout history, every dominant currency has faced the same challenge: maintaining trust and stability. From rising debt to economic pressure, the warning signs of a declining reserve currency often appear long before its power disappears.
One of the biggest questions surrounding the future of the dollar is America's growing national debt. While the dollar remains the world's leading reserve currency, increasing debt levels raise concerns about long-term financial stability and economic confidence. The dollar's future is also influenced by global politics. Inflation, economic sanctions, and rising geopolitical tensions have encouraged some countries to search for alternatives and reduce their dependence on the American financial system.
For decades, the US dollar has remained at the center of global finance. However, the rise of new economic powers and alternative financial systems has raised questions about whether another currency could challenge its position. Despite growing challenges, the US dollar continues to hold a unique position in the global economy. Its strength comes from deep financial markets, international trust, and a system that connects countries through trade and investment. The future of the dollar will depend on its ability to adapt to a changing global economy. As technology, financial systems, and international relationships continue to evolve, the dollar must maintain trust and remain a central part of global finance. The future of the dollar is not simply a story of collapse or survival. It is a story of evolution as global finance continues to change through technology, competition, and shifting economic power. The strength of the US dollar is closely connected to the size and influence of the American economy. With one of the largest economies in the world, the United States has built a financial system that continues to shape global markets. Beyond the strength of its economy, the United States controls one of the most influential financial systems in the world. From global banking networks to the largest financial markets, this system plays a major role in how money moves across the planet. The influence of the US dollar is also connected to America's global military presence and strategic alliances. For decades, American power has helped protect trade routes, strengthen partnerships, and support the financial system built around the dollar. Beyond its economic and military strength, the United States has built a vast network of global alliances and partnerships. These relationships have helped maintain American influence and support the international system connected to the dollar. The US dollar has become the main currency for global trade and international transactions. From energy markets to major industries, many countries rely on the dollar to connect their economies and conduct business around the world. The connection between oil and the US dollar created one of the most powerful financial systems in modern history. As global energy markets expanded, the demand for dollar-based transactions helped strengthen its position as the world's leading currency. The power of the US dollar is also supported by the influence of American financial markets. From Wall Street to global investment networks, these markets attract capital from around the world and strengthen confidence in the dollar system. Even with growing challenges, countries around the world continue to hold large reserves of US dollars. Its stability, liquidity, and role in global finance make it one of the most trusted assets for governments and central banks. The future of financial power is increasingly connected to technology and innovation. From digital payment networks to advanced financial systems, technological leadership continues to shape how money moves around the world. The power of the dollar is built on a complex system of economic strength, global influence, and financial networks. From trade and technology to markets and international trust, these forces continue to shape the position of the dollar in the modern world. Throughout history, money has constantly evolved to match the needs of society. From gold and physical currency to digital payments, Each transformation has changed the way people store value and exchange wealth. Digital payments have transformed the way people exchange money around the world. With smartphones, online banking, and instant transactions, the financial world is moving toward a faster and more connected future. Central banks around the world are exploring digital currencies that could transform the way governments and people use money. These digital systems aim to combine the reliability of traditional currencies with the speed and efficiency of modern technology. Cryptocurrencies introduced a new vision for money by creating decentralized digital assets outside traditional banking systems. While they offer innovation and new possibilities, they also bring challenges involving regulation, security, and financial stability. Blockchain technology introduced a new way of recording and transferring information through secure digital networks. As financial systems continue to evolve, blockchain could play a major role in creating faster, more transparent, and connected financial ecosystems. As digital payments continue to grow, the future of cash remains uncertain. While many countries are moving toward digital financial systems, physical money still plays an important role for millions of people around the world. As money becomes increasingly digital, a new competition for financial control is emerging. Governments, banks, and technology companies are all competing to shape the future of how money is created, managed, and transferred. As the world moves toward digital finance, the dollar faces a new era of competition and transformation. Its future will depend on innovation, adaptation, and its ability to remain trusted in an increasingly digital global economy. The global financial system is entering a new era of transformation. As new technologies emerge and economic power shifts between nations, the future of money may be shaped by a more connected and competitive financial order. The future of money will not be defined by one single currency or technology. It will be shaped by innovation, trust, and the balance between governments, financial institutions, and new digital systems. As money continues to evolve, the world's financial future is being rewritten.